This is episode 3.5. What I'm going to be doing is torquing down the head bolts and installing and torquing down the lower intake manifold. I'm going to be doing a bunch of off-camera work, such as installing the AC and alternator along with partially the power steering. It's going to be quite a bit of off-camera work. So this is just going to be a fairly short episode. Stay tuned. Okay, so it's time to tighten the head bolts. So there's a certain pattern you're supposed to bolt up the head bolts. There are 13 main head bolts on this per head on this engine, along with a small bolt, single very small bolt. They also needs to be tightened because it also holds the head gasket onto the cylinder head. It'll be very difficult to see, so I'll just put what's it called? The tightening sequence along with the specification on how to tighten the head bolts, and I'll just put it in the video along with a link in the description. But first things first, need to grab the correct socket, well, bit more like, and let's see now. Let me look up the specification. First things first, you need to tighten everything. Okay, that's order. Tighten all bolts to 22 foot-pounds. Okay, start this 22. Left hand side. So number one, that will be over here. Ready? 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 Okay, now number 14 is a little bit special. It's in the corner underneath the camshaft. Okay, so I decided to just get a wrench and just tighten it by feel. Okay, feels tight enough. Okay, so next step, tighten everything to 43 foot-pounds. 43. Okay, time to start. This guy first. Okay, now next step is to loosen everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen everything in the tightening order, opposite of the tightening order. It says to loosen all bolts completely on the factory service manual. So that's what I'm going to do. and a 1. Okay. Okay, next is to re-tie everything to, I think, 29 foot-pounds. No, 22 foot-pounds I meant. $22 foot-pounds. And then same tightening order again. Common theme here is make sure you do things evenly, inside out. 1, 2. Okay. Next is to tighten the bolts to 40 to 47 foot-pounds, or 60 to 65 degrees if you have an angle wrench. So I don't have an angle wrench. I could go to I could go with 47 foot-pounds, maybe 48 because I'm using extension. One, 2, 3, 4. Not installing this bolt or not tightening it properly can result in coolant leaks and a blown head gasket. Okay, and that's it. All the head bolts are tied. Go. Let's put the cover back on for now. And I'll tie in the other side off camera. Okay, I tighten up both sides of the head. Although the passenger side is easier to access. I don't think the camera can see it, but there's a bolt down there that's technically a head bolt. But I didn't tighten both sides too tight on the smaller size head bolt because I'm worried about stripping the bolt or stripping the threads or breaking the bolt. I don't know if that will be my downfall or my success, but yeah, that's what I did. Next thing I'm going to do is install the timing. Okay, so before I install the timing belt, I realized I need to install the intake manifold first, along with some of the coolant piping. So I got off camera, I cleaned the mating surface for the lower intake manifold plenum, and now I just need to where'd I put it? Oh, there it is. I just need to just put it on the new gaskets. This gasket I don't think it needs what's it called, gasket maker. So I'm just gonna put this guy in, set it on top, go, and here actually before I put them in, let me double check. They're not reversible, but shoot. Both sides are identical. Okay. Just want to make sure. And it'll be completely obvious if you're installing it wrong, so there we go. This guy. There we go. And then simply put the intake manifold, lower intake manifold. Okay. Come on. Needs to go straight down on this one. Go. You know, maybe I should clean the top part also before I install it, so the debris won't go into the engine. Okay, so seems like the intake manifold is torqued down in two steps. It has to be done evenly. So yeah, first you have to torque it down to the both the nut and the bolt to, what is it, 3.6 foot-pounds. And it has to be done in a crisscross pattern from inside out. Okay. Probably a little bit overkill to use a torque wrench, but yeah, doesn't even go that low. So I'm just going to just lightly tighten it in a cross pattern. I already lightly tightened it, I'm just double checking. And also don't forget that the bolt has a different torque spec than the nut. So I be mindful of that. Okay, where did I put that? Okay, now the nut is torqued to 17 to 20 foot-pounds. I'll do, let's say, 19. 19 foot-pounds. Okay, and the bolt is torqued down to 12 to 14 foot-pounds. I'll do 14 foot-pounds. I'm gonna check the nut, double check the nuts. Okay, so next thing I'll do, since the intake manifold, lower intake manifold is installed, is to replace the thermostat, since it's accessible, easily accessible, and I'm going to reinstall the upper and lower radio hoses, and then it's getting very late. if I have time, I might reinstall the power steering pump and AC and the alternator bracket and the AC bracket. Okay, it's 11:56 right now. It's clearly dark. I'm gonna end this episode tonight. I did lots of off-camera work. I've reconnected upper and lower radiator hoses. I replaced the thermostat. Thermostat should be replaced on any vehicle. Every, let's just say, 30,000, 60,000 miles, or maybe 5 years. It helps solve issues like overheating or having it not warming up. I connected the power steering pump and the brackets for it, and I just bolted up the AC/alternator bracket. I'm gonna do more off-camera work, mounting up the alternator and maybe the AC. Next episode, I'm gonna put together the timing and the engine timing and the engine timing, tightening up the rockers, and then the rest intake, and hopefully I could get the engine running tomorrow. This is Logical Projects. Almost there.